What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video we're focusing on the Rugby Championship and a new twist that has hit the tournament. There are talks that Australia might pinch the Rugby Championship from New Zealand due to the coronavirus reappearing in New Zealand last month in Auckland, and due to very strict ruling on quarantine, etc., there's talk that it just might not even happen in New Zealand, therefore go to Australia to take it out. I don't see I get the ruling and understand the situation, but for me, we've seen great things being done in New Zealand and it's been handled very well to allow certain amount of players to train, to have a hub of an area, watch them, make sure they're safely taken care of, etc. I don't see it being a massive problem. However, there are more headaches because we don't even know if the Rugby Championship is even going to happen. Because logistically, we're not even sure if South Africa or Argentina can leave or get there in time. And let's not forget, they have to quarantine for 14 days, which is a hell of a long time. So things are going to be happening. There's a meeting taking place on Thursday to find out what the next step is going to be, how they're going to do it, how they're going to move forward. Are they even going to have the tournament at all? Because Argentina have been hit with the coronavirus. I think it's 6 players got knocked last week with COVID-19, which isn't great. It's not good. And obviously, these players are going to need to train. And, yes, we're only in early days of September, but November's not far away. And there needs to be preparations. Like I said, training needs to happen. And then, not forgetting training, you've also got quarantine. Now, South Africa have only started physical training last week, so we're only getting into it. We have the Curry Cup or whatever tournament it's going to be scheduled to start in early October. Means a month and a bit of training. Will we be ready? Will it be logistically correct or ideal or make sense for South Africa to go over and play international rugby? Now, you know my answer. It's, come on, let's still go. I want to see the big matches. But also, what I also don't want to see is injuries. Injuries that can either ruin, reduce, or disturb these guys' careers because they haven't played rugby for so long. Super Rugby Aotearoa has obviously started, so the New Zealand players got in. But we've seen injuries for both Super Rugby AU and Super Rugby Aotearoa. We've seen injuries of big stars as well. We've seen this virus has taken an impact on players. Now Argentina have got 6 players that have tested positive for COVID-19. Those whole team is going to have to go into quarantine and regroup, recover, then restart again at their whole training process. And I'm not sure, for those who are in Argentina, maybe let me know, the ruling, can they physically train? Obviously, there's guys overseas who are playing currently for the European teams, but can they physically go ahead with this, with training as a team, as a camp? Will they be ready? I don't think so. And I say that with the South Africa, I'm not sure, because we're only set to return with the tournament maybe on the 10th of October. And I think that's what's also worrying me, is that there was talks of South Africa joining the 8 Nations tournament. Now that has been pulled away and Georgia is now stepping in. Why is South Africa pulled away? Obviously Rugby Championship. But I think there's just so much concern as to what the heck is going to happen for the Proteas, for the Springboks. Doesn't make sense. Will it happen? What could happen? And can it increase the injuries of star players that we all know and love and respect? Is it safe? And does it make sense to have the Rugby Championship? For me, I hate to say it, but I do the Bledisloe Cup because Australia and New Zealand are doing extremely well. I know there's rulings and regulations, etc. But for me, it's handled a lot better and it's not as serious as what we're facing. And clearly Argentina as well. So I have the Bledisloe, making it like a long 3-4 test window and crack on some good international rugby. And if South Africa can escape, cool, we'll see them soon, and I really hope that's the case, because I want the Rugby Championship to happen. But the question is, does it make sense? Is it worthwhile? As much as we as fans want New Zealand versus South Africa, Australia versus South Africa, Argentina versus South Africa, vice versa for Argentina, does it make sense? Is it safe? Because 2 weeks of quarantine, Argentina players are hit with COVID-19. South Africa are only starting rugby next month. Literally a month today. It's a long time away. And then just over a month till the international window opens for the Rugby Championship. I don't know. To me, it doesn't make sense. Obviously, I want the tournament to happen. But for me, scrap the tournament. Focusing on early next year. Play it along the Six Nations. Feb, March, April. I know it's hot as hell in South Africa, so maybe we need to... we still play Super Rugby, so I would do it. Maybe even March. And then kick off the tournament and play it on. And we'll see what happens. But for now, it just doesn't logistically make sense to go on. And by all means, go on with the Bledisloe Cup. Kick that off the park, and we'll see some great international rugby. But that's not up for me to decide. That's up for SANZAAR to decide. And they say by the weekend, we will know more. So let's wait and see. That's what I'm going to do for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you real soon for another one. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.